Let's look at another site design factor that's becoming more and more important every day: mobile design. With the huge growth of smartphones like the iPhone and BlackBerry, as well as other mobile devices like the iPad, more and more people are viewing your website on a small screen. These devices will shrink your standard website layout down to fit the screen, but that can make it extremely hard to read. Now, these two screenshots show the difference that a mobile-specific version of your website can make. You can see just how much easier it is to read the mobile version on the right. All the same information is included, just in a format that's more effective for those small screens. And keep in mind that many of your customers are using their smartphones and other mobile devices to get information about your company. They might be looking up your phone number or your address when they're trying to find your business, or they might be looking for information about products you carry. You want to make it as easy as possible for them to find the information they want when they want it. If they can't find it easily from you, they might turn to one of your competitors instead, which is the last thing you want, right? Now, let's talk a bit more about the call to action. What is a call to action? Well, a call to action is a concise invitation to your visitor to take a specific action, either to purchase, sign up for something, subscribe to a newsletter, or just read information to help them through the buying process. There are three types of call to action that we're going to cover today: the primary call to action, the secondary call to action, and the established site-wide calls to action. Your primary call to action is the featured action on your homepage. We mentioned this earlier. Your secondary calls to action, which could be anyone from 1 to 3 additional actions, should also be featured on your homepage, but make sure that they're not as prominent as your primary call to action. Now, after you add all of these to your homepage, the next step is to identify the site-wide calls to action that you want to feature on every single internal page of your website. Now, depending on your visitor progression that you design into your site, you may have different calls to action on different pages. For example, if we refer back to our original example with the credit repair company, if you know that during the explanation of how credit repair works, your visitor will likely have certain questions or objections, you want to cover those or link to them within the page's content, but you'll also want to feature them as calls to action at the bottom of the page. You'll also want your primary call to action on every page, maybe a graphic button or an ad in your left or right sidebar like this. As you can see with this example website, there's a prominent sign-up button on every single internal page of the website. It's at the top right-hand side of every page above the fold. That means that you see it without having to scroll down the page. They also include the sign-up button further down on every page. Every page. I recommend you take this one step further. Add a powerful written call to action to the graphic call to action. For example, if applicable, you can add above or below the sign-up button the text, "Get started now, cancel anytime." It encourages immediate action and removes all risk and fear about taking that action. Lexington Law here does that on many of their landing pages. Now, another effective, more subtle call to action that Amazon.com made popular is the related information links. This is a great way to lead your visitors through your ideal buyer progression. Once they finish reading one page, lead them to the next page in your process by making it the related questions or related topics link. This also allows you to cover all your bases by linking to several related pages, so that no matter where your visitor is in the process and no matter how their personal psychology works, they can easily navigate to the pages that will convince them to buy or contact you. So make sure you have a few calls to action on every page displayed in different areas in different ways. You can visit our website, and we recommend you study the Amazon.com website for some excellent examples of this in action. Okay, let's check in. Are you following along so far? I hope this is all making sense. Now, let's move on to landing pages. Gone are the days when people only found your website through marketing collateral, business cards, or word of mouth. Visitors will find you through the search engines, paid search, or advertising, social media, and lots of other different ways. In the case of the search engines, we're going to show you how to target each page of your website to specific keyword phrases to encourage ranking in Google and the major search engines. This means that when someone finds your website in Google and clicks on it, they're going to land on the ranked page, not your home page. I hope that makes sense. You want to keep this in mind when creating these pages. They may be the first thing your visitor sees. Now, that doesn't mean they have to be set up like your home page, but there are some great elements that you'll want to incorporate into all of your pages in case they become a landing page. This isn't just a technique where someone randomly lands on an internal page first and not on your home page. This is actually a powerful marketing method that is strongly encouraged. Landing pages allow you to target specific niches of your audience and speak to their specific needs and challenges. They also allow you to purposely direct visitors through your advertising to a landing page that focuses on the precise benefit or challenge they were researching when they found you. For example, if you know that a lot of people search the term cure chronic back pain, then you'll want to create a landing page optimized to show up for this term. Don't worry, we'll show you later exactly how to do that. What we want to drive home right now, though, is that you'll write that landing page specifically to the challenge of how to cure chronic back pain and sell your offer specifically to that issue, even if your product or service is more general, like our earlier example of medical information. The other benefit of using landing pages is that when designed correctly, they can convert your visitor into a lead or sale right on that page without them ever going any deeper into your site. We've included a template in your workbook of a basic landing page layout that you can model yours after. Now, the last element of your primary website, tracking. It's imperative that you track your website statistics. We'll go into depth about tracking stats and testing to improve results toward the end of today, but it bears mentioning now that this is the only foolproof way to ensure that your website fulfills its responsibilities. The fact is, we cannot determine what our market will respond to until we test various versions of an ad or page or headline and then see which one of those variations actually pulls in the best response. Okay, let's recap here. We covered the 6 responsibilities your website must fulfill to be optimally effective. We also discussed the 6 elements of your website that would help ensure that those responsibilities are met. Now, when you're done with this presentation and you're going through your workbook, this section will help you to do the following exercises: your customer avatar worksheet, your map navigation and visitor progression, the design or redesign of your home page using our template, and building landing pages using our template.